Hi, everyone. Tonight is August 20th, Tuesday night. This is a Lewis and Phil call, and we're going to get this thing started right away. Lewis has a lot to go over. From now on, we're going to probably be moving these calls to Wednesday night, but you will receive emails if we do change that. So I just wanted everybody to know that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce Lewis here. I'm sure everybody on the call knows Lewis, but he's one of the best trainers in SendOutCards. He's an executive certified trainer. He's been with the company 8 years. So with that, Lewis, I'm going to hand it over to you, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Phil. And you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to mute the call. I'm going to go on for about, say, 25 minutes. I'm going to cover the 10 steps of a sale and how to generate leads, along with how to do domain name forwarding, Gmail form pages, and a bunch of other stuff. And it's going to be jumping into different things. So I'm going to share a lot of information. And I hope that you can check this out. Really quick, Facebook, if you want to team up with us, we got a Facebook page, and it's facebook.com/321send. If you're in SendOutCards, this is where you want to go. We put all of our updates here, and we share a lot of information. Now, what we're going to cover today can be used in any network marketing company. It's basic fundamentals of processing and building contact and putting people in your pipeline and things of that nature. So this can be used for anyone can see this and benefit from it. Just so happens that we're doing SendOutCards, so I mention it a lot because that's the company that I'm involved with. So again, this is the Facebook page you want to connect with and like us there. Another thing you can do at SendOutCards is really, really important is go to SendOutCards and add us as part of as part of our private email. So you're going to go to SendOutCards.com, and for the main menu, you want to go to your name, and under your name, there's a little edit button. It's right. Let's see if I can show it to you. It's right here, and click there, and scroll down, and add 5956. You'll see to add it here, 5956, and then you'll be subscribed to our inner email, so we'll be able to connect with you. And that's basically how I make the announcements on Facebook, and I send out the private email. So you're going to surely want to do that. Let's go into what everyone on this call about. I have a little slide presentation that kind of helped me stay on target. Here's the 10 steps of a sale that I did last week, and basically it's the greeting stage, the qualify, verify, record, send, invite, present, close, train, and follow up. This is how you process leads and all the way to how you share the presentation, all the way through in steps. And we covered that extensively last week. We're going to be breaking this down. What I want to talk about today is not how to process leads, but how to generate them. And for that, I made another little chart just to kind of keep me on track and try to get you in the right track. So let's go through this. MLM, of course, the red, you can say consider it could be SendOutCards, but there's a lot of good companies. In green, companies out there. There's water companies. I mean, you name the company is out there. One thing that makes SendOutCards very unique is that we have a product that's less than market value, and it's a great product. I love it. So it's something that I want to do. But there's a lot of other good companies that are making a lot of waves in the industry right now. Very powerful industry. The only industry that I would want. Here's me, and then here's how I generate leads, and I put them in categories because I do all of these all the time. We're going to focus on online leads, but these are the three ways that I generate leads. I do a lot of social leads, Facebook especially. I have a good friend, Tom Signorello, that's really heavy into LinkedIn, senior manager out of Jacksonville. There's a lot of things we're doing socially with apps and SendOutCards. There's a lot of I do domain name forwarding to videos that people can watch on mobile devices. So I'm doing a lot of that stuff. We're going to cover everything in general, but we're going to focus on online leads today. The social platform Sincere is going to be rolled out here in SendOutCards. It's going to be where you can share cards, something similar to Pinterest, but we're building it from the ground up. It's going to be pretty neat. And there's Twitter, there's all kinds of social networking that you can do. I do all of it. One thing is important in social networking is still about building relationships. Don't post links. Don't, dump on people. Build those relationships, and you can really do a great job when you present when people are ready. So that's social networking. We can break all of those down, and we will soon. Event, I still do events, and I still get leads from events. So BNI meetings, I've done chamber events, I've done, home meetings, I've done expos. As a matter of fact, I had one of the distributors call us today and then set up an expo here locally, and we're going to go out there and generate leads. One thing that's very, very important with all these things, you're still going to process leads through the 10 steps. And it starts greeting, and then it goes into qualifying, and we covered all those steps. So you're going to still process them like this. This is how we generate leads, but it all starts with the greeting, and that's why I said even on social media, you want to greet and build that relationship. Same thing with these expos. I mean, we're gonna be generating leads at the expo. What my goal is after the expo is to have a lot of pictures taken and have a lot of leads, maybe 20 leads. And these are leads that either I'm going to ask them, do you keep your option to making some money other than what you're doing now? Or I'm going to say, I have a perfect fit for your business. Can I send you some information? And then I'm going to get their name and number and things like that. So that's how I generate leads there. And all of these events is about generating leads. If you go back to Facebook, it's about generating a lead, the greeting, and all of the steps that you take in order to do a presentation. Okay, so pay attention to those steps. They're really important. Let's jump into life leads. Life leads are, lifestyle networking, nonprofit organization. I volunteer for a cancer support group here locally. There's business events going on all over where I live right now. There's networking events. There's all kinds of stuff when it comes to nonprofits, green things. A lot of you know that I like to go on the beach and do the turtle walks. They're hatching right now. I meet a lot of people there. I take a lot of pictures. I do a lot of follow-up. I'm constantly putting people in the contact manager. I spend a lot of time in the greeting, qualifying, and embarrassment stage, which is building my list. If I'm at any of these events, I'm not there to present SendOutCards. I'm there to build my list. And I spend a lot of time in that area, way before I go up here to the presentation of SendOutCards. So I'm rarely presenting SendOutCards when I'm generating leads, building my list. Hospital, any kind of thing that you can volunteer or be part of. There's people there. Any kind of walks, runs, things of that nature. Friends and family. Those are the hardest, to build. So if you're not good at it, or if you're not trained, friends and family can be your first stopgaps. So they'll shut you down if you don't know what you're doing. But I train in that area as well. So let's jump into now leads, online leads, because that's what we're going to talk about today. Online leads, I get a lot of leads online, and I do a lot of different things to get them. So I'm going to cover a lot of material here. One thing is that I buy my domain names from GoDaddy. Now, some people like GoDaddy, some people don't like GoDaddy. One thing that is good about GoDaddy is they have a customer support that's, to me, better than anybody else. So they're very supportive. When it comes to domain names, I don't host with them. I don't have websites over there, but I do purchase my domain names at GoDaddy. Domain names generally run in a price range of $7 to $16 to $20. They can run a lot more if you want a specific domain name, but I buy them through GoDaddy, and I'm going to log in there. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I do with domain names, and I do a lot of domain name forwarding, and I'm going to show you a little bit of that right now. In other words, one of my domain names that I have, it's called 321send.com, and this domain name, it's forwarding to my SendOutCards affiliate website. Now, on a side note, notice I didn't mask the name. Masking interrupts the genealogy of a lot of different programs. So if you're masking, that means that you're keeping the primary domain name up here, 321send. You notice that when I type 321send.com, it's give me where it's going to. You see it there? Well, there's a way to mask that to keep it the same. You don't want to do that with affiliate programs, so some of you are masking. It's not a good idea. But you notice I use domains for different reasons. I have actually 321red.com, that goes directly to a video, okay? And that video is SendOutCards product. I use this video a lot. It's the 6-minute product video, and it goes into the production and you know, they show the facility, and it's a quick video. This is a really good qualifying video, very good qualifying video. So I use it a lot. The reason I have it on a forwarder, and what I did is I went to YouTube and grabbed the embed hold, so it goes directly there. It's really good on mobile devices. So let me talk a little bit about mobile devices. Last year in December was the first time since the invention of the internet that more people use mobile devices, 52%, to access the internet than did laptops and PCs. That's a big trend that you need to know, that half the people in the world right now are accessing the internet with their mobile device. They don't even own PCs. As a matter of fact, there's countries like India right now that they're skipping the PC and notebook altogether. There's going to be generations that never even see those. They're only going to access the internet through the mobile device. That's big stuff. So I have a lot of the videos. As a matter of fact, I have, you'll see here, a lot of forward videos. Here's, if you want to see the Fast Start program, go to 730q.me. And that, boom, instantly goes to the Fast Start program. And I constantly, you know, hey, let me see show me the money. And I'll go down here. Here's the bonus money. Here's residual money. It's 321break.com. I have Jimmy Dick, you know, on 321fast.com. So these are tools. These are exposures. You know, when people are interested in SendOutCards, they want to know more. I share them a bunch of videos. And it's up to them whether they join SendOutCards and they promote the business, you know. If I'm constantly, you know, showing them SendOutCards, these are exposures. These show that one video, which is 321red.com. And from there, I'm talking about MLM more in the qualifying stage, and I'm talking to people. We're going to cover a little bit about that. You know this out of forwarding. Now, I'll forward to what's called capture pages. You'll see here at 321 from home.com, notice how this forwards a form. See that? It's a form that someone fill out and share their information with me. That's another thing as we're going to be talking about today. It's really important to know how to create forms. Let me talk a little bit about forms. Forms have been around for a long time. You know, have evolved tremendously. And they're very critical to generating leads, because normally when you advertise or put something out there, you want to lead people to a form that they can fill out. I mean, they're on blogs and you know, they're everywhere. And how you create them now with Gmail, you can do these for free, and then they're very, very effective. Used to be these were priced, and you can still purchase professionally done form pages that capture leads. In other words, you can have a banner or ad somewhere, and it goes to this page, and they're done with arrows and they've studied form pages inside and out. This is a basic form page. What's cool about it is that you can create these for free, and it's unbelievable. These can run. You can sell these, and these can be connected to email systems, or you know, they can trigger email. They can do a lot. So Gmail allows you to do these forms, and I use domain name forwarders like 321 work from home. You see that? Forward to these. Now, these I should mask. And as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to show you how to mask that and how to do that. So this is the form page that I'm going to show you how to create. Let's go back again to email. And before I do, I'm going to look at this chart a little bit. We're talking about GoDaddy. We're talking about the forwarding addresses and how to generate them and how to buy them. I'm going to share some information about that. And we're gonna be talking about, let's go into GoDaddy again. Let me go there from here. I'm just going to be jumping around here. I'm going to show you how I do that real quick. I have a GoDaddy account, get one, log into your account, and I'm going to go ahead and log into my account at GoDaddy. and I'm gonna go in here. Now I will say that anytime you buy something online, especially software or anything for that matter, you should always search for a promo code. I actually learned this from my wife Heather. Whenever she buys anything, before she makes that purchase, she just searches in Google and just search for a GoDaddy promo code. I mean, you're gonna just type promo GoDaddy promo code 2013. I mean, you can get it 70% off, or buy a domain like $1.99 right here. Look, so if you use singular 9, you're in for a $1.99 domain name. I would buy them just for 1 year. They're easy to purchase. You just go in here, and I like to have a number. So let's say 777. Pro cards. Let's say progreetingcards.com. Okay, 777progreetingcards.com, or 777 work from home. Maybe you won't get 777, but let's see if that's available. 777 work home, and it's not available. So let's just do a very generic number like 789 work from home. That one is available. So you got 789 work from home. I could buy that right now for $1.99, and I can forward it to a form page that looks like this. So what I can do is essentially build a little Word doc that says work from home, and then here put in the address and print these out at Staples. I mean, that would be the basic guerrilla marketing style that you can do with these form pages. Now, let me share a story with you how to generate leads. If you don't have a lot of money to buy business cards or buy a lot of fancy stuff, you can literally create this. There's 10 on each side for 20 small little ads and what I call drop cards that you can leave around places. And when someone goes to that website, 321 Work From Home, they actually go to the form page. You can generate leads, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, so this one here I'm putting together for a penny saver ad that I'm going to be doing here locally, $12 a week, and it goes into the penny saver, and I'm going to put a little small ad, that whatever they give me, and I can put it in there, and you'll generate leads, a lot of them, more than you can handle. We're going to be talking later how to work them. What do I say to them when I call them, and how to process them through the 10 steps. Okay, but we're talking strictly generation, which is right in here. Let's go back to GoDaddy, because I'll finish up a little bit. GoDaddy, here's a domain name. If I want to go to my domain name, I'm going to show you right now. Remember, you can save from there. You're going to go to domains, launch. They're always popping up little things here and there. Let's go launch my domains. And you're going to notice that I have a lot of domains, $1.99. I get for a year. Even when I renew them, I look for promo codes. But here they are. And there was one that I wanted to match, which was 321 Red. I'm going to leave them alone. But basically, here's 321 Brick. That's the bricks and mortar video. And I go here and I type in forwarding. And you'll find this forwarding under any registrar. A registrar is where you actually buy the domain name. GoDaddy is a registrar, and there's thousands. You can buy them from a lot of places. But you're always going to go to forwarding, and you're going to manage it. And you'll see here, there's, if I go edit, update forwarding, you'll notice that here's a link, and I say permanently forward that to the next address. So that's how you would forward a domain name. It's fairly simple, and this is where I manage my domain names. They have customer support, all that good jazz. So let's go into email. How did I create that form? And then I'm gonna show you where I post them and what do I do. So here's let me close some of these windows out. Boom. The video. Remember now. Let's go to Gmail. Let me just go to gmail.com, and I'm going to show you how I create the form and how I use Gmail. Gmail does a lot. I learn stuff every day on Gmail, and I'm basically only using probably 30% of its capabilities. There's all kinds of stuff in Gmail that are up here that people don't know about, okay? And it's very important that you know some of these things. I spent a lot of time in this section here, Drive, but someone just told me about Google Voice and that you can get phone numbers and forward them and all kinds of stuff that I'm going to be learning next. So I'll do a little video on that when I get caught up. But I spent a lot of time here at the Drive area. This is where people read your emails. But if you click on Drive, there's a lot of other things going on. This is the cloud that you hear about. This is the Google Cloud. This is space that literally you have, and they give you a lot of space where you can store things. So let's go back here. I want to make sure I don't miss things, because, see, what I do is, if I was going to go to GoDaddy, and at GoDaddy there was the name that we decided was 679, whatever it was, work from home. What you want to do, and let me not lose you here. So let me go back to GoDaddy, and let's go with that domain name that we wanted, which was 385 work, and it could be anything from home.com. Okay. So what I would do for branding purposes is, this is available. What we'll do now is go to, if you don't have a Gmail account, or even if you do, you want to brand this all the way across, and you would go to Gmail, and you would register gmail.com, this number here, whatever it was, 38651, 385 work from home. You would go ahead and register it under MN, and go ahead and what we call squatting on those. So you would 385 work from home at gmail.com, 385 work from home at hotmail.com, 385 work from home at yahoo.com. So go ahead and get all of those. We're going to only use basically Gmail for now, but these two offer other things. There's a lot of things that we can talk about, what MSN offers and Hotmail, and Yahoo does a lot of different things. Right now we're going to just talk about what does Gmail do, okay? What does Gmail do? And basically, this little chart, because we're gonna create a flyer with Gmail, and then we're gonna drop that flyer off in college campuses, military places, flea markets, malls. We can do a lot of different things with this. We're gonna also talk about online. What can you do with that, with promoting and putting ads online? How do I put them on Craigslist? So we're gonna create the form, because that's where we're gonna funnel people into and essentially get their information. Okay, so let's go back to Gmail. Gmail has what I call Get Drive, and you'll notice that I have things that I'm managing in here. Okay, if you notice also that right here I can create anything I want. Actually, the presentation that you're looking at, which is right here, it's done in Gmail, and I can access this presentation from any computer, right from my Gmail account, and I can also share this presentation with anybody in Gmail. So they have a simple PowerPoint slide presenter that you can kind of create these and access them. That's cloud-based, okay? Another thing I have forms, okay? You'll notice this one here, and I was just testing this out, called the Home, and here's the responses that are coming in. And it's just one response that I got from here locally. I left this at a school recently when I went to go drop off my kids. Well, not drop off my kids, when I went to go register my kids for school. This one actually came in. Someone picked it up and filled out the application. So it works. I use one now that's called, and I know I'm jumping around a lot here. Let me go back out. There's another one here that I use a lot. I use this one on Craigslist. I have here, marketing. You notice that there's a lot of these that come in from the internet. Okay, we're going to cover a little bit about this too. Let me just scroll all the way down to the current one. Here's some here. Okay, so now how do you do this? How do you do the form? Let's go back to. Not going to get this in one sitting. You're going to go back and hopefully word this correctly. and you can go back and take a look at it. But from Gmail, again, this is the black bar up here. You're going to click on Drive, and you just go to Create, and here is the form. Okay. The form comes up here, and you got to create it. You got to choose template. I like the birthday ones here, and I hit OK. And now I have options on what I have to do. Here's the title of the form. I'm going to say work from home, and I know it has a description I can put here. Okay, and what I can do is just go to the one that I have, which is it's called. Let me this one here. You can get this description. This is a really good ad copy. This you can find at 321workfromhome.com, and you can go back to the thing that's reading the right, is it here? Here it is. The form itself, and you put that in the description. And instead of make sure you don't do my name, you put your name in here. Put Hector. Oops. H-E-T-O-R, and then let's just say you change that phone number, and then you go to question number 1. And this is being done live. This form is actually on live. See here where it says View Live. If you go there, you'll be right now. Okay, so that's open. We're creating these live, and I go, what is your name? Right here. What is your name? Or if you want to be more polite, say something different. And multiple choice we don't want. We want just a text question, and we say done. Go back to the form online to see it's here. This is the address where it resides, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But if I refresh this page, there's the question. It's on there. If someone were to fill this out, it would actually collect it for you. As a matter of fact, here's where you choose the response destination. And I'm going to put on a new spreadsheet. I'm going to go ahead and create that spreadsheet. So that's being done. That's important to do. And for, let's duplicate this question here. And then we're going to say, what is your email? And we'll hit done. And we'll go ahead and duplicate that one as well. And what is your phone? And let me get done. And we go back to the form and we refresh there. Let's see here. We refresh. See, it's right there. Oops, I had the what is your email. So I want to go back and say, what's your phone? And you can ask, I ask, just these basic questions. And then if you want to do multiple choice, let me show you how to do that. And what you can do is add an item or duplicate, however you want. For the question type, you hit multiple choice, and you're going to say, what is the best day to call? And you put here mornings, afternoon. Let me not make that plural. Evening, and scroll down and say done. Go back to where it is, and you hit refresh, and there it is. There's the multiple choice. When someone does this out, it goes to your spreadsheet. If you notice here, I think it already. I'm not sure if it already created. Let me actually create this. And save the form. Here it is here. Okay, when I say save form, it'll send you the link where it is. I'm not gonna, I can do that. Let me just hit done here. See if I can done. I'll go back here and refresh this. This is where all of my forms are. I just created a new one, which was called Work From Home. And if here it is here, Work From Home one. Okay, and I can go back and edit it or whatever I want to do. This is the form, and this is the page where it's located. See, the only drawback to the Gmail form is that it gives you this big, cumbersome domain name. All right, big and long. You can't use that in an ad, nor you can be able to send that in the link. It looks very unprofessional. So that's why I buy the domain from GoDaddy, and then I forward that name to wherever I want. Okay, I forward it, and then that way I can use it into an ad if I choose to. I can make a little ad like this. Okay, I have little drop cards. I'm going to show you how you can do this in what formats. But I have these little beach cards, I call them. Let's see if I can find them here. Let's see here. I'm just going to search. See, there's the beach card. Let me see if I have the actual business card that I use, or what I call a drop card. Let me do another search for work from the beach. Let me see how this works. There's more here. I'm looking for this one that I do. Never seem to find it. But anyway, it's like a business card like this I've made. It's front and back, full color, and it's like a work from the beach, and it says 321send.com. I use a pretty drop card, and I use a primitive drop card. Pretty one would be one that you use to order. Let me give you some side notes. I use Print Runner, PRINT runner.com. You can buy here. There's Vistaprint, all of you know, but there's some printers out there that are really cheap as far as some drop cards, things like that. You can print them on SendOutCards, of course, but you can do a lot of different things. You can also, let's look back at here so I don't get lost. You can also, do Craigslist ads. Let's look briefly on that, on Craigslist, on what I do there and how I use form pages in Craigslist, because it's really important. I cover that. Now let's go to my Craigslist account, and you're going to go to my account, and you'll see here I'm going to renew these because they just expired, and I'll show you what they like. Renew. And renew. You'll notice the Craigslist ad I do is an image, okay? So there's no writing in there. Craigslist, like multi-level marketing, but generating leads, you don't want to go in here and put SendOutCards or anything like that. You want to generate the lead. You can generate the lead for any industry if you want. Craigslist is very powerful. I do a image ad. This is an image, so this is not writing. I create this image. If you want to know how that's done, if you go to edit, you can enter the HTML code right into the description, and this is the HTML code that I use. Basically, it has the location of the image, where it's actually located and where, and that's where it is. It's on my blog. It's actually a JPEG, and then you have a link of where do you want that image to link to. Okay, in this case, I have a form page called Send Him a Greeting Card, and what happens is you go to the ad from Craigslist. Notice, and it says here, this is the ad copy that I use, certified trainer, and it goes over. Watch this video or call this number. I get phone calls from this. You can put this anywhere. I mean, that's just what an ad would look like. Once they click there, it takes them to the form page, greeting card marketing, and that's what people fill out. They fill out, and I give them a call, and I follow up with them. Now, I'm also doing, remember, I'm not just doing this without doing all of the others that I do, okay? So I do banner ads. Let me show you what those look like. I have the YoungGuns.me website, and let's let that fire up. Hold on a second. Anyways, YoungGuns, that's not letting me fire up that blog, but if you go to YoungGuns.me, you'll notice on the right-hand side I have some banners that I created on the site, and people can click a banner. You know how the banners are on websites. You can link them to a form page. It could say work from home, sending greeting cards. You can look for a busy website and ask them, hey, how much would you charge me for a banner ad? You can do work from home, on Google Ads. You can create the ad and say work from home, but you always want to send them to a form page because you don't want it to send them to your affiliate link, nor is it good. It's not healthy to do that. So you always want to capture the lead, and then you always want to go ahead from there and process them through the 10 steps. What does my conversation like? I mean, it's pretty simple. If I qualify a lead for, when I'm qualifying people down in here, I'm either qualifying you as an opportunity seeker or as someone that needs the contact management system, our system to help them. People want solutions to their business. So if it's a photographer, I have something that's a perfect fit for your photography business. It's helped me with referrals. I share it in that fashion. I'm constantly generating the lead in that fashion, or I'm saying, hey, do you keep your options open and making money other than what you do right now? That's generating a lead, and that's getting people's addresses. So I'm doing a lot of that, and then I'm calling them up. We'll touch a little bit on what I say, when I call people. How does that first phone call sound like? I have some really, really strict techniques that I use. I have what do I leave as a message when I call people? I have exact messages and that work that I'm going to be covering here in the near future. I'm going to make some of these recordings. So I like that. One thing I like to say is in GoDaddy in Google, I make a lot of fan cards. And in Facebook, you can go to people's website and you can take some of their images. I mean, you can right-click and copy. I'm surprised how many people don't know that. Here's Wendy, and I can go to her page, and I do that a lot. I constantly go to pages and I take people's pictures, and I create pretty cards for them, especially when they're photography and they allow to send them information. I usually make really cards, go to the photos, I right click and I save, right click and save that image, upload it into the system, and boy, you can make some really fancy cards, logos. I take all kinds of stuff that I'm constantly sending out. If I need images, I can go to Google and do images. If I need a picture, let's do a lion image, and I hit lion, and then there's a search feature here that's called images, and there are my lion pictures. I can make some really cool cards with whatever I want. So I'm constantly, doing that. I use InDesign a lot for design stuff, and I use a lot of Photoshop. Here's a hat that I was integrating into SendOutCards. I was making my own elements actually today. I was saving them as PNGs, and I was this is pretty cool. I was actually making my own elements in SendOutCards. I'm going to show you that really quick because I think you're going to like it. If I go to my pictures and I go into this birthday that I made, these cool elements that I designed myself and I use in the inside of cards. And these are transparent, so they don't have a white background. I can overlay them. Really neat stuff. I was messing around with that today. So I'm sending some really cool cards, generating leads, taking a lot of pictures. I'm constantly doing all of these in an effort to just build my list. I'm everywhere just trying to share this opportunity to send out cards with everyone. I show them that video, qualify them, and then I process them. So I'm as many people as I can share this opportunity with or the product, I'm out to do it, not only in Palm Coast, but on the internet, everywhere. So I'm constantly doing that. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know how long I went. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. And I'm going to be in a flea market passing out flyers with a friend of ours out of Jacksonville. She's a manager. Her and Steve. That's coming up really, really quick. Lisa and Steve, we're going to be going out passing out the flyers. Work from home. It's going to go to the link, and we're going to do that for about an hour at this huge flea market, and give out 400 flyers, and then we're going to go have some beer on the beach. But guaranteed, by the time we go settle up on the beach, you'll already have people filling out those forms and sending you their information. So we'll cover how to process them a little later. Again, this is Luis Garcia. So, Phil, I'm going to unmute, and if you can. Go ahead, Phil. Okay, you can stop the recording, Phil, and I'm going to call you now, and I'm staying on for a little longer.